Okay, we are live. Hello, guys. Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast. We are on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And if you happen to be listening to us on iTunes, please go and leave a 5-star review. I appreciate all the reviews you guys have left so far. I'll read the best ones every week, so long as they are 5 stars. Quick shout out to a couple of my stand-up comedy dates. I'm going to be on the Jersey Shore at Point Pleasant Beach on July 17th. That's going to be at Uncle Vinny's. And then July 20th at Jinx on the Boardwalk. Then I'm going to be in New Orleans August 13th and 14th. Then back to Vegas for Comedians at the Compound September 10th and 11th. And then I'll be headlining Hyenas in Dallas September 17th and 18th. For tickets and details, check out my website, chrissiemayr.com. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Cushy Dreams. You know them, you love them. They're my go-to for all things CBD related. They specialize in extraordinarily rich CBD bud in cans and also joints. I personally really like the joints. I just have a couple of pulls and I feel relaxed. My mind and body feel relaxed just within a few minutes. You'll get all the health benefits of CBD without getting high. There's 0.3% THC in all these products. I love them. I think you can join many of the other men and women who are sick of vapes and gummies and want to smoke their CBD. And best of all, it's made here in the USA. So go to cushydreams.com and use promo code CMP. You're going to get 20% off every order. All right, enough of that. Without further ado, I'm so excited to have this gal back on the podcast. I think this might be her third appearance on the podcast, and I'm so thrilled that she's here live with us today at the lovely Gas Digital Studios. She's a mom, she's a grandma, she's a patriot, she's my BFF, Tina Forte.
Hey, Chrissy, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
You look different. Something's different about you. Must be that pin.
Yeah, my American flag pin.
Looking good, Tina. For those of you who don't know Tina, she kind of went viral last summer. It was very unplanned. You weren't one of these people who was like, I gotta get on YouTube and start a channel. Like, you just started doing rants. You were upset about the direction this country was headed. I think a lot of fuck Cuomo, a lot of your feelings about de Blasio. I feel like, but correct me if I'm wrong, like you just started doing rants in your car.
Yep, I was just fed up. I was fed up. I had gotten sick with COVID and just didn't like everything that was going on. You know, the holding back of the hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah.
And I went to the doctor and they made me wear a mask to the doctor. And when I had my mask on, when they went to go read my oxygen, it dropped really low. My doctor says, take a few deep breaths. I'll come back in 10 minutes. He says, you don't need this mask. You had COVID. You have asthma. You shouldn't be wearing it. It's no good for you. And I drove home cursing out Cuomo and the hydroxychloroquine and the masks. And then next thing you know, boom.
And you were just fed up with everything. Yeah. And you're just doing these rants in your car. And you like really stepped in it. You got a lot of your videos went super viral. Yeah. And you gained kind of like a fan base pretty quickly. I'm not sure how you and I met, but I know that we bonded. Like, we went to DC a couple times. Yeah. Like, I was there November, December, January. I think you were there maybe all those times.
I was there all of them with you, yeah.
Yeah, and it just, I don't know.
You would come running up to me, Tina!
Yeah, we would do like flag drops together. Yes. I was like, what is this? Is this like when you're in elementary school, like a parachute, you have to go under it and like sit on it? No, it's, but it was great. And then so you did my episode, I think maybe last summer I had you on the podcast. Then you've been at Compound Media a bunch.
Yeah.
I think we were on the same like election night coverage together.
Yeah, we did election night together. Yeah.
That was a real hoot. Yeah. I remember we stayed at this hotel. Yeah.
I was banging on the table. Call a state. Call a state.
Yeah. It was like, we got pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
It was great. And so, yeah, along the way. So catch everybody up about from, I guess the election to now, like what has changed for you? What is pissing you off lately? What's making you mad lately?
Well, a lot's pissing me off, actually, where our country's going. AOC and her squad has pulled the Democrat Party so far left that how are we getting out of it? People need to step up. So I went from ranting, now I'm out on the street talking about unmasking the children, doing rallies on unmasking the children, doing protests on unmasking the children. I had the Article 78 with Governor Cuomo and Howard Zucker. That morphed into more now of an unmasking since some of the guidelines he's pulled and the restrictions. And I've just been like a really big voice for what people can't say or that people are afraid to say, because I saw that throughout the school year, I should say, picking up my granddaughter from school, being banned from school property. People don't want to come next to me and say hi to me. And then they're like, oh, you're Tina from the videos. And then they, get a little closer to me. And then towards the end of the year, they're on the corner with me while I'm standing there with the signs. So you saw that they wanted to get involved, but they held themselves back. And now I think a lot of people are fed up and feel like enough is enough.
You feel like people are finally catching up to where you were like last year.
Yeah, and then they're not as boisterous as me. I'm very, in your face type, but people are actually standing more. I see people warming up to me more. I was even at Fauci's protest when he showed up to Harlem.
When was that?
That was a few weekends ago, and it was very interesting because I parked my car, and I got out of my car. I had my daughter with me, and that was it. It was just me and my daughter. And a guy approached me, he recognized me, and he told me I couldn't park on the street. And I says, what do you mean I can't park on the street? You can't park on my street. I said, and I kept walking, and he's following me. He's following me into a store. I had to use the bathroom. He followed me into the store. I had the megaphone around my neck. He followed me to the corner where Fauci was turning, where you had pro-Fauci, and then you had the people against Fauci. So I was on, of course, against Fauci. And when I started yelling on the megaphone, he started getting close to me going, yeah, what she said. Yeah, what she said. And I said, would you like my megaphone? And I handed him my megaphone, and he started yelling, and people then started thanking me because they thought like we were going to do a flag drop or something like that. And even those flag drops, those are all law and order flag drops. I call it out. Those are law and order flag drops I do in the city. So this was against Fauci and what he was doing. So I started yelling a few things, and the people who went in to go buy me a water, thank you for coming to our district. Thank you for sticking up for us. And I was like, you're welcome. I'm just doing what I believe in, what I believe to be right, and what I believe that needs to be said.
Yeah.
And the people were just so happy that we were there. It was amazing.
And what you thought at first was like, oh, is this a guy, that like doesn't like that I'm here,
Yeah.
Because you probably get. Do you get approached a lot? Do you get recognized a lot?
I get recognized a lot. I get approached a lot. Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Is it mostly good? Is
it
like...
it's mostly good. I mean, when I'm doing a flag drop, I get a lot of resistance. You get things thrown at you. You get called names. They put me online, pictures. They put me on all their websites. Tina's coming to Manhattan. Look out for her. People get in my face with the phone, and they'll start recording me as I'm walking, and they'll give a location. The next thing you know, there's frozen water bottles being flung, and it gets a little crazy sometimes. I'm not going to lie, but it doesn't stop me because it's something I believe in. I'm walking with a law and order flag. I believe in law and order. So I get a very big embrace from police officers. Everywhere I go, they know. It's like, don't leave yet. The officers that are down there want to come up and take a picture of you. And I think that's awesome because I have a really big heart for Back in the Blue.
Yeah.
And especially for what they're going through in the city.
It's hard. It's hard to be in any kind of law enforcement now. I feel like I don't know anybody personally that's a cop, but to me it seems like they're just too scared to do their jobs. It's hands off. It's like
they're not allowed.
All this defund the police. What was it, like $1 billion they took away?
$1 billion they took away, and they took the anti-crime off the streets. So there's no detectives on the streets. So they feel like you see the crime in the afternoon.
It's wild.
It is, and it's even in the afternoon. They're getting very emboldened by this, and something needs to change. And de Blasio, you want to put 50 people in front of your BLM mural and protect that. What about the people that live in New York? What about the people that are coming to visit, the tourists? You don't want to protect them, but yet you had 50 protecting your mural that to me shouldn't even be there. It was illegal the way he did it anyway to begin with.
And are there even 50 people protecting Times Square? I mean, like there was just a shooting there. I feel like there's a shooting in Times Square now.
He just put people there. He just put people there, but he's doing it because the media actually reported on this.
Of course, so the optics are so bad.
He had no choice but to put people there. If it wasn't reported on, he wouldn't have people there. I'll call him out on that. He wouldn't do it.
No, of course not.
And AOC wouldn't be for it either.
And what did she call it recently? Just a few years ago.
Hysteria.
Oh,
it's just hysteria.
It's not real crime.
You
it's
know
just
what,
hysteria.
AOC? Why don't you leave your private security home that you're paying for with taxpayer dollars, and then come and say that in the streets of New York? Because she's nowhere to be found in her district.
Has she ever even like lived here? I don't know. I know she's from.
She doesn't. She doesn't even go into Congress. She uses the pandemic, the health emergency as an excuse, not even to go in and vote or do any of the work she has to do. Everything is Zoom, but yet she's out at concerts.
Yeah, so she's not physically present.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that she is just, I don't know, just trying to get a ton of attention on social media.
I grew up there. I grew up in
Bronx,
Throgs
right?
Yeah, I grew up Throgs Neck Country Club. I went to Preston. That's my business is down there. That's my district. So she's not a representative. I can say that firsthand. She does not represent the district.
So with that being said, what are we going to do about it?
Well, I have decided to run against her in 2022. So I have this on, but I'm not going to change.
I knew the jacket was for a reason.
Yeah. RealTinaForCongress.com is my page. You can go check out my video. I have a video. I posted it online last week. And yeah, I'm taking the plunge. I'm taking the next step. It needs to be done. Enough is enough.
Yeah, because it's like, and you're always somebody who is not only talk the talk, but you walk the walk.
That's
like
right.
You're physically out there all the time. You're very passionate about unmasking school kids. Like you were getting into kind of like fights with the with your granddaughter's school.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed on school property all year.
Jesus.
The last few weeks of school, I was standing right outside the school. I didn't care. You know what? I pay taxes too. I can't go on school property, but I'm allowed on the corner. I stood there on the corner. I would drop my granddaughter off, and then I would park the car, and the cops would come, but they wouldn't stop me. It's my First Amendment right. Mm-hmm. And I would stand there with the big sign, "Hong Kong Master Children," and the cop would beep lightly because he couldn't do it, And he was like, would go like this to me. Yeah. Like they would say, if we weren't in uniform, we'd be standing with you. And then you'd see parents driving by me, giving me a thumbs up. Or the truck drivers, just driving by the school, an elementary school, with their hand on the horn the whole time. Yeah, I was driving them crazy. But now, as I was doing it, parents were joining me. I was there by myself. And the next day, it was 2 people. Next day, it was 3 people. Next day, I had people from Long Island come help me. Tommy Trump, the impersonator, came, and he even helped me do it. Like, I started, gaining momentum because people like, we're going to stand with her because she's passionate.
It's
and
always
she's true.
It's hard to be the first person to stand out there.
Not for me.
Not for you.
Not for me. Not for me. Everyone has to remember that. Not for me. I will be there for everyone. I will be everyone's voice. And
when did you first have an inkling or an idea that you would run?
A couple of months ago, some people brought it to my attention and said, you should do this. And I was like, and they were like, come on, Tina, you can do it. And I know I can do it. That goes without saying. I know I can do it, but it is a big commitment. But I'm committed 1,000% to it because I see what's going on. Even in the couple of months that I was thinking about it, it's bam from the left constantly. Everything that AOC and that whole squad is doing, it has to stop. It has to stop.
I feel like she cares more about like how she seems on social media than like her actual district. Like, what has she actually done for the district she's representing?
Nothing. She used District 14 as her platform to push her radical agenda. That's all she did. She used the people.
Yeah. And I was like looking up at her, like, I was like, what does she even stand for? I was looking it up and I'm just like, I don't know. I think it's just like a lot of noise. What do you think are probably like the biggest areas that need to be paid attention to?
Well, definitely her Green New Deal. Definitely that. That's a big problem. You see now. I mean, they cut the pipelines down. Gas prices are up.
Whew, yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad time to have a car.
Yeah. And that with her. And I think today something is going on at the White House. Friends of hers barricaded the White House in.
Really?
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay for her to do, right? Because they want Biden. They want to put pressure on Biden. So her group of friends barricaded the White House today. I'll be ranting
trying
about
to get
that.
in. Nobody gives a shit. Like, what is the big deal?
It's no. Her friends went there to cause noise. They didn't go there. They weren't. Yes, they kind of went there, kind of like, not in the way she should have.
Yeah, it's okay
It was
if you're on the left and
exactly.
if you go into
exactly.
DC.
You can burn, loot, riot. You can do everything on the left, you know, just like she's doing today and her group of friends. I don't know if she's physically there, but her friends are there.
What made you realize, like, I need to run? What do you think you can do? You know, what do you uniquely, like, bring to the table? I don't even know who else is running.
I bring a voice to the table. I'm a fighter. I'll call everybody out. I'll call everything out.
Yes, you do.
No one, I do not have a special interest group backing me where I have to vote a certain way. That I'm coming in from the heart.
Yeah, you're not
to me,
bought
heart
and
enough.
paid for.
Right. I'm not bought and paid for. I'm a regular person, and that's not going to change me, ever.
Yeah. No, what's your price, Tina?
No, I don't have a price. My country, that's what I want. I want to save our country from our children, our grandchildren, and many generations, because what's going on is a disgrace.
It's pretty scary. It's like, and I remember when all the times I was in DC just trying to do like man on the street, talking to people, it was the folks that like either they directly had come from like a Venezuela or a Cuba or their parents had come over, and those are the people that came right over to me, wanted to speak to me, were like, this is not okay. Like, we left these countries to come here to America, and we don't want to see this country, you know, fall into communism.
Come the right way. Like, I don't stand for sanctuary cities. What about our vets? What about our homeless? What about Americans? You want to become an American? I'm fine with that. Do it the right way. Like our ancestors, Ellis Island, they do it the right way. You don't think these people that came across aren't upset with what they're seeing? They're upset too. I've spoken to plenty of them when I'm out on the street rallying or doing a flag drop. And they speak. It's wrong what's going on right now in this country. It's wrong, and no one is speaking up. It's like everyone's afraid. I'm not afraid. There's no one behind me shoving money in my pockets.
Yeah. What do you think most people are afraid of?
Most people are afraid of the stigma. Okay, because like
social
stigma. Beginning of the school year, like I said, there was a stigma around me. No one wanted to. The parents knew me. They were afraid to stand next to me. It was only towards the end of the year. So, and they're politicians. They're politicians. I'm not a politician. Trump wasn't a politician. Trump called them out. I'll call them out.
Yeah. Are people calling you like, oh, you could be like the female Trump because
Never
you're
heard
not?
that.
I mean, like, yeah, you haven't been
especially
on a reality show.
Yeah, especially with the New York accent and, of course, my cursing, you know, with my old rants and stuff, even my rants now. So, but it's the way we talk. We don't mean anything. I'm not calling somebody a name. It's just how I express myself. It's my passion. I
think people appreciate somebody real and somebody who is like more real and not like fake and polished and like, you know, just like, I don't know. I'd rather have a real person than like someone who could be a CNN anchor.
Yeah, thank you. That's how I got the name Real Tina.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, she's real Tina, real Tina. It just stuck to me.
Yeah. And do you feel like you had to like kind of keep this quiet for a while?
Yeah, I kept it quiet.
You weren't doing as many rant videos?
No, because I was busy filming and really, you know,
picking out blazers.
Picking out blazes and American flag pins and...
Well, this is amazing. I'm going to donate a couple $100 to your campaign. Is that up?
You.
Is that up somewhere?
Yes, it's Real Tina 40.
Ooh.
Oh, no, Real Tina for Congress. Okay. Real Tina
for Congress.
Yes.
I'm putting it in the chat for people.
.com.
And of course, if anybody, go ahead and donate.
I have a Facebook. I have an Instagram page. There's a Twitter page. There's a YouTube.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now, are you gonna? Do you have to turn down your rants at all now that you're running?
Because I kept my originality, my page. So I still have my Real Tina page, my Facebooks, my Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I still have that. So I've still been ranting. You can pull mine up from yesterday. I cursed a little bit, you know. It's me.
This is so exciting.
I'm not going to change who I am. Underneath my blazer, I'll take it off.
Yes, still Tina with the tats.
That's right.
I remember one of the first stories
Take this off
now. Take it off, baby.
Take it off. It's time to come off now.
It's summer. It's
I'm
hot.
not afraid.
I was sweating on my way over here. I was like, I can't believe I'm wearing full pants today. I remember one of the first stories you told me is that people were first starting to come after you for your videos, and you said they were trying to they thought that you worked at this gym. They're trying to cancel you, get you fired from this gym, and you were like, no, I just work out there.
Yeah, they kept calling Tom. in the gym that I work out, and they're like, "Is this Tom?" And I won't say his last name. Yes, you have a teen of 40 that works there. We demand her to be fired. What? He was like, he would yell at them and say, "Fire her for what? For what?" And then they would say, "Well, she posted this video," and he was like, "I support this and I support that. You don't tell me who to hire and fire." And that was it. And it was ridiculous what they were doing. They were hunting me down everywhere, making fake pages of me, putting up pages of me. They still come at me now. It's ridiculous. It really is.
Is it like, was Antifa coming after you?
Yeah,
too?
I'm on the Antifa pages. They have me on there all the time. They have me on their list, whatever they call it, to, come after if I'm seen.
I mean, like, you don't seem scared or frazzled by any of it.
No, I'm not. Because I want to save our country. I want to be a voice for people that are afraid to speak out. I want to be a voice for my district. I want to be a voice for unmasking the children. That's killing me. And our police officers. It's time, Chrissy.
It's really wild. And even I think most of the schools are like out now, or they're about to be finished for the year.
The schools are basically out, but since I have a granddaughter, if I didn't have, my children are older, if I didn't have a granddaughter, I wouldn't really know firsthand.
You wouldn't be in touch with it.
She sits behind a partition. So she has plastic on both sides in front, and then a mask behind it.
Ugh, you're like
How
in a little
sad
cage.
is that? You don't see their faces. They're taking everything away from them. That to me is emotional abuse. Do you have an animal? Do you have a dog or a cat? Okay, would you muzzle your dog for 7 hours?
Never.
So why muzzle our children? Why put a mask on our children?
And they can't advocate for themselves.
No, they
can't.
And a principal said to me, "Well, children are resilient. They'll get used to it." I said, "No, wrong answer."
No,
See,
it's
no,
kind of the.
no.
In some ways, they're resilient.
This is not normal. You're not going to tell me this. That's not happening. Not on my watch.
Like they can
That's a problem.
Fall off a piece of furniture, they'll be all right. But they're actually at this very young, and really before you're 20. But like your mind, especially like through elementary, middle school, you're like a sponge. It's like, and it's like these masks are like, first of all, it's like there's no medical reason behind it. It's just stifling their self-esteem, their personality. They're not going to be as outgoing. They're not going to.
Exactly.
There's a generation.
And they're not learning well.
They're not learning well.
They're
They're distracted.
Yeah.
They can't, the screens. It's like they need to keep it moving. Like I don't know how they got through.
And when the mask falls down, they got to worry about pulling it back up because they think they're gonna. Like in the beginning of the school year, I was like this because my granddaughter would walk out. And as soon as she would come outside the doors, I would go, "Take your mask down." And she would look around. I said, "Why? Are somebody going to yell at you? You're outside. Somebody going to yell at you?" And now she would walk out the building and pull it down.
Yeah.
So if you don't have an advocate for you, somebody strong, who's going to stick up? Who's going to stick up for these kids?
Yeah.
No one else is doing it.
They're probably like so bullied by like the administrators, and like I'm sure not every teacher, believes in it, but it's like they also want to keep their jobs, and it's just I'm so fearful that like there's going to be this generation of like germophobic, antisocial,
That's what's happened.
Kids. So
because we have anti-Americans on the left. They're anti-American.
Oh,
That's what they are.
They've made it cool and like this. It's like this little club to be anti-American. You have like what's her face? What was she? She placed 3rd place at like the javelin or like the shovel throwing thing or whatever. She wouldn't even like.
And she turned around. My opinion, and I'm very strong with this opinion. She shouldn't be representing the United States of America. She shouldn't be.
No, that's the whole point of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, and it's a disgrace what's going on.
Yeah. It's like, by the way, you also didn't win 1st place. Like, at least do the best. So, we talked about, like, every day regular people are afraid of standing up. It's like I've noticed, too, just with, like, retweets or follows. I have people in my DMs, regular people, comedians being like, "Chrissy, like, I'm just like, I don't want to lose my job for following you, or I don't want to lose my job for liking or retweeting something." And I feel lucky that I'm in a position where I can be more vocal. And I don't like know all there is to know, but at least I feel like I can stand up for people who truly are risking their job if they speak out.
People have offered me to do podcasts. Why don't you start a podcast? No, I'm going to run for Congress. Yeah. That's how I'm going to make my change. I'm going to run for Congress. I'm going to take AOC's seat, and I'm going to clean up the district, and I'm going to fight for Americans.
Yeah. What is your... What are you worried about in like running for her? Like, what do you think the biggest challenge will be?
Well, the district is blue. It's very blue, but a lot of people are fed up. I speak to people in that district. I know people are fed up. They're going to definitely switch over, a lot of them.
I think a lot of people have switched over. I don't know all of them,
but they have switched over.
Like, I think I was still a registered Democrat up until, like, maybe a few months ago. Like, I just didn't even, I was like, oh, is that still my setting? But, I don't know. I think there's a lot of people, specifically in New York, that maybe are still registered Democrats that are over it.
See, with me, I'll go out there and I'll speak to the constituents. I'm not afraid. I'll walk in the district, so people can get to know me, see what I'm about. And that makes a difference. That does make a difference. And I support the blue.
Yeah.
And right now, it's not safe to take your kids out. Like I was telling someone yesterday, if I got a letter home that, we're going to have a first grade trip and it's downtown, and I wouldn't send my granddaughter on a class trip in the city now in the middle of the day. People are getting shot in the middle of the day. Like, are you kidding me?
It's scary out there.
Yeah.
I remember, like, wasn't AOC talking about, like, my abuela, she's living in these horrible conditions. And then some conservative influencer, God, I can't remember his name.
Called about that.
Something.
Right, yeah, exactly. Why don't you share your wealth,
right?
You're a socialist.
Yeah.
Why don't you share your wealth with your abuela?
Trade in your Tesla for a used car. So
or one of your 2 apartments.
And then, but then some conservative influencer raised a bunch of money for her. And then, like, it was miraculously, like, turned down somehow.
Yeah.
So she sucks.
Yeah, she's a hypocrite.
She's such a
She's a hypocrite. I hope I get to debate her. I hope she takes me on and debates me.
I would love to see that.
I'm going to call her out now. AOC, debate me.
Yay, AOC.
Yeah.
You suck. No. But you're getting out there. You're going to events. You're going to be at CPAC this summer.
Yes, I'm going to Dallas, Texas.
Ooh, have you been?
No, I've never been there. This is my first time.
You're going to love it.
I'm going all nice in my
love it.
new clothes.
A lot
for
of my
Congress.
friends will be there.
I can't dress like this, And I'm going to CPAC. July 9th, 10th, and 11th. 9th, 10th,
and 11th. And is there any idea of a schedule for you there yet, or you're just going to be?
I will be there. I will be there listening to everybody. There'll be a meet and greet for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's very exciting, Tina.
Yes. I'm excited.
And then tell me about AmpFest.
Okay, AmpFest. I went to AmpFest last year, and they invited me back this year. Last year they invited me as an influencer. This year I will be on the empowerment panel, the women empowerment panel.
Ooh,
in October.
I love it.
Yeah, they just invited me 2 days ago. I got the email.
And where is AmpFest?
That's in Miami, Florida.
Okay.
In Doral.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah. Yes, at the Trump International Hotel.
Okay, cool.
So that's exciting because last year, like the way it switched, influencer, women empowerment panel. That's big. You know?
Are you getting hit up a lot? Like a lot of people in your DMs, like celebs or?
I don't look at my DMs, as I told you.
Okay.
Remember
There's too
all
many
our
dick pics in
conversations?
there. Yeah.
I don't go in them between the hate and everything. I try not to. So hopefully they all, go to the number on my Real Tina for Congress page. And if anybody wants me, they can send an email or call that number. But my DMs, my Facebook messages, I learned very early on when I became viral not to open those. But I will have a phone number soon too.
Oh, really?
Yes, a number to call me at.
Okay.
Yes, it will be out. I'm getting all that prepared.
I'm taking requests.
So it'll be a number to contact. Yeah.
Wow,
so
this
it's
is exciting,
Tina. Yes.
I feel like you have boundless energy for this stuff. Like I've never seen you even tired.
Yeah, it's the passion. It's the passion that keeps me going. Just like with my Spartan races, there were mountains that I've climbed holding 90-pound sandbags. I didn't think I was going to be able to finish. And I would just stop and take a deep breath. The next thing you know, I'm crossing the finish line getting my medal.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did a couple of those and I don't know, I had a really hard, they had to go through mud and I was like, oh boy.
I love that.
You have to
the mud's the fun part.
Wring out your underpants at the end of it.
This year they're not, I was signed up for a bunch of them and I still am, but they're turning them into trail runs. I like the obstacles. I like obstacles because I like to overcome the obstacles.
Yeah.
And I know I can overcome the obstacles. So I like the challenge. They're taking away all the fun. They're taking away the rope and the mud. Yeah. What are you going to use? Hand sanitizer? All this stuff because of the COVID. They're taken out of the race. I can go hike by myself and do that.
Right.
I don't need to run a race now to do it. They took away all the obstacles. That's what made it challenging.
That's what made it fun.
That's what made the getting the medal. When that medal was put around my neck after I knew I just did 30 obstacles.
Yeah.
And ran 15 miles in Killington in Vermont.
Wow.
That's what made it special.
I remember, God, I think it was somewhere in New Jersey, and it was like a 10-miler. There was a lot of obstacles, but like, I don't know how, the way I got through it, I was like, I would like run up. There'd be like a wall, like a 10-foot wall. I would literally just like wait for a couple of
somebody to come and push
for a couple of men to come along, and I'd be like, help, and then they would just be like, yeah.
I would run, jump, hold on to the top of the wall, do a pull up, and then climb over the wall. Yeah,
they're fun though. You get
I love
dirty.
those. I started placing in them actually before I got sick. Before COVID, I was starting to place in my age group, and then I got sick, and now they're not the way they are. But I like to do the Wounded Warrior ones.
And is that when
those are the when I carry the World War II veteran, like feast style. So we're carrying him like as if he was in a feast. So he's sitting on top, and we're walking through the mountains with him, and we're trying to get through the trees and the mud and everything. And then we carry the Wounded Warriors. I'll put them on my shoulder.
World War II, is that, so that's like
he's like 90, his name is Ralph.
Okay.
And if this year, if it all goes well, and they have it in August, that's when it's scheduled for, I will be carrying him, and he'll be 96.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, Tina.
Yeah.
I'm checking through the chat, guys. If you guys happen to have any questions for Tina, throw some in the chat just because I want to make sure, like, what you guys are. There's a lot of comments here, but I want to. People calling me hot. Those are fine. Are you worried for part of politics? I feel like is just. It's going to get messy,
dirty.
right?
It's going to get dirty. I have thick skin.
You've been warned.
I have thick skin. Bro, you can come at me with your kitchen sink. I'm not going to back down. You're not going to take me out of the race. Yeah. Come at me.
She's not afraid. Come at me, bro.
I'm not afraid. Come at me. Trust me, the last year they've come at me. Just becoming viral,
Yeah.
So.
But you're not worried.
I'm
what
not
are they going to
worried.
do? They're not going to fire you from the gym that you go to.
Right, exactly. They try to shame your family members. They try to do all that. I'm a regular person. So, of course, as a regular person, I'm not a politician. Even politicians have, they're not perfect. No one's perfect. No one is perfect. Yeah. So if you want to come at me, come at me. It is what it is. I'll get through it.
I feel like you have probably inspired so many other, especially parents, because just the amount of noise that we've heard from parents coming out against like teaching CRT in the schools, like just a lot of
critical
viral clips of like, especially like, do you know Tatiana? She's out in Carmel. I gotta get her on the show.
She reached out to me. We have each other's numbers.
You're friends
I'll
now.
give her a call for you.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'll give her a call for you.
I wasn't trying to make that happen, but I guess I am.
We exchanged phone numbers. We spoke in our DMs, and
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, she's another one who is so inspiring and not afraid and won't back down. And I do feel like it is like slowly starting to make a difference.
People are waking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you hoping
they're not woke, they're awake.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a difference.
What's your hope that come September there will be like absolutely
no mask, no
mandates?
restrictions, nothing, normal. I want the children to have normalcy. That's it.
It's
go back to normal. It's enough.
Gone on for too long.
It's gone on for too long.
Already.
Enough is enough. Would you want Cuomo, de Blasio, AOC, or anyone like that making decisions about your life?
God, no.
Then you have to go out and you have to vote them out.
Yeah.
That's how you change that.
What can people do? What can like regular people watching, listening?
Go to realtinaforcongress.com. You can donate.
Ooh.
And honestly, people, if you're not in my district, you can donate. If you're in another district, vote the person who believes in these far left agendas and policies. Vote them out. It's the only way. It's the only chance we have.
What do you think is the most damaging? I mean,
there's so much, but I'm really right now focused on our children and the police. We need to get our streets safe again. We need to get our police need to be backed. They're not backed in New York. In all these defund Democrat cities, they're not backed. They need to be back. They go out there when they dial 911. They come in to save you. They don't ask you your political view. They don't ask you your race, your color, anything.
Of course.
They come in to save you. That's why they got this job.
Right.
That's why they're doing this.
I read somewhere that de Blasio he straight up just did not bring in more recruits for the NYPD. Like that's part of how the budget was cut. They just stopped recruiting new cops.
And a lot of the recruiting fell because who wants to work under those conditions? They really have it bad. Like nobody understands that. They really do have it bad.
Yeah. And not only crime is up, but I've never seen so many people just doing drugs on the streets of New York.
And
the
hate
subways.
crimes. Hate crimes are up. Hate crimes are up. The drugs. I mean, I walk on the streets. I see the needles and everything. That has to be cleaned up.
It's wild. There's no shame.
That's unacceptable.
They're just mixing it up next to the A train. I'm just wow.
Know, it's the truth.
I'm like, you didn't bring enough to share with the class, and then I run away because I'm like, no, I'm gonna get stabbed. Yeah, and it's one thing to just see people doing it, but so many people just, especially around the Herald Square area, when I'll go in to do my compound show, just so many people just laying down, hunched over. It's there's, I'm like, it must be good if it's worth throwing your life away.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, it's really
It's
upsetting.
a shame. It needs to be cleaned up.
And it's how fast could things even be cleaned up? It just seems like it took kind of a while for things to get so bad.
Yeah, no, it didn't take a while. It took. Actually, is when COVID hit is when they really came in and just trampled all over everyone's rights. They kind of used that and used it to regain their power, the left, and to push their agenda.
Yeah, so really, I guess things got really cranked up last summer with BLM.
It was building. It was building slowly, but when COVID came, it just smashed right at everybody.
It's just everyone took advantage.
Yeah.
Ooh, thank you, John, for the super chat. By the way, all these super chats are going towards Tina's campaign.
Oh,
Of course. Looking forward to your campaign. Time to oust AOC.
That's right.
We're sick of her.
Yes.
I don't even think she was a real bartender. I want to go up to her and be like, AOC, how do you make a redheaded slut go? And then or a really complicated.
Well, we're going to send her back to bartending.
Yeah.
But then again, she has so many special interest groups backing her, she doesn't need to bartend. She has all the special interest groups behind her.
And why? I don't know.
Pushing that agenda.
They want
That's all
they
it's
want
for.
socialism,
She
baby.
used District 14 to push her agenda.
Right. She fronts she's I don't know. Oh, it's all about trans rights. I don't know. I just feel sure, I guess, but also clean up specifically your own district.
Exactly.
And the crime is insane.
The crime's insane. The streets are a mess. Where is she? Actually, parents are going to be upset in September because the defunding of the police went to defunding school security, no metal detectors.
Really?
Yeah, so what's going to happen then in September when the parents find that out? I want to know. What's going to happen then when the parents find out? Where is she?
So you think there's the far less security and just in the
schools, yeah,
not just
metal detectors, and yeah.
Well, that's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'll come back to talk about it with you.
She'll be back.
I'll be back.
She'll be back. What's been the response from your family and friends? Are they excited?
Oh, they're excited. My family's really excited. They're behind me 100% on this.
Okay.
And everyone's excited. That I had to keep my family obviously knew, but a lot of close friends, I felt bad because they're like, yeah, I see you and you didn't even tell us. And that was so hard. That was hard not to tell anyone,
When did you first find out? How long did you have to keep it a secret for?
Almost 2 months.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
That's hard,
Almost
especially
2
for you.
months.
You're
Yeah.
so blank.
I know.
You're out there.
Yeah. But it's exciting, Chrissy.
Yeah.
It's exciting, and I'm happy. I'm happy to be doing this. Honestly, it's not a burden to me. It's not something I didn't want to do. It's something I really am putting everything into, all my heart, all my passion.
So what happens next? What are the next steps?
I keep rallying, keep going out and doing my rallies, all my protests. I spread my word. I walk through the district.
Mm-hmm.
I do what I need to do to, wake people up, to let them know the truth, what's really going on.
Just keep working. Ooh, super chat from Frank. 14th Congressional District includes Italian neighborhoods.
Yes, they do.
City Island, Morris Park, and Throgs Neck. Can Tina get the Italians out? Good
Oh, yes.
question.
I grew up there. That's my neighborhood.
Are you Italian?
Yes, I am. I'm Italian.
Okay.
I'm Italian. Yes. Don't worry, I got that.
What are the Italians concerned about? They're concerned about
Their businesses. A lot of
prosciutto.
Italians own businesses.
Oh, yeah.
They own businesses. A lot, the pizzerias, restaurants, so many of them shut down. It's a shame. They're like closed forever. They're gone for good.
Wow, I really admire anyone who's been able to stay open this whole time. Like, have you ever been to Pizza Beat in Yonkers?
Yes. Oh, don't tell me they closed.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was
they're
going to say that's
great.
my favorite. I've been going there since 1986.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I went there, like with the fam, like Frank and his parents, and they we love going there. But I guess, the person who was the cook initially, been working there since the 80s. Like he was
that's when I started going in '86.
a cook, but now he's bought. Now he owns the whole
Oh,
restaurant.
I have to go there. I haven't been there in over a year since before COVID.
Go and see him. And
Oh, I'm
yeah, he
going
came
to.
over and he's telling us his whole story. And I was about to cry. I'm it's so amazing. He's yeah, no. He's I decided there's no way we're shutting down. I'm doing everything I can. I literally, all my eggs are in this basket.
Wow.
And they stayed open.
Good for him.
And then they have this beautiful outdoor
They have an outdoor
patio
now?
going
Oh,
on.
I have to go.
Yeah.
I definitely have to go.
Yeah. Shout out to Pizza Beat.
Yes, Pizza Beat. 86 was the first time I went there. That was my first date with my husband. So that's how I know. Well, he was my boyfriend at the time, but that's how I know. And I could remember the date. That was the first place we went to. It was Pizza Beat.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
small freaking world.
Yes.
How does husband feel about all this?
He's okay. He's all right. He's excited. He's excited. He actually is. He's cheering me on. He smiles, when he sees me leaving the house and stuff.
We have to get him
exciting.
an American flag, thong bathing suit or something.
I'll tell him that.
He's gonna be the first
You met him.
husband.
You
I
met-
did.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did, yeah.
He's a real piece.
Yeah.
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 He's a piece. Okay, let me see that website again. Tina.
Real Tina for Congress.
RealTinaForCongress.com. And what can people find on the website? Places for them to
They'll
donate?
find events. They'll find places to donate. And they'll just see my upcoming events. And they'll see my policies.
Okay,
My
great.
policies are in there. What I believe in.
Okay. All there is to
Everything.
know.
Everything there is to know about me. How I grew up. Why it's District 14. Born and raised there. My business is there. So everything you want to know about me is in Real Tina for Congress, and especially the donations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely be donating for
Thank
sure.
you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and CPAC, July 9th through 11th
Yes.
in Dallas. Man,
Dallas, Texas.
I was just in Dallas. I was I swore to myself last year that I was going to go to CPAC this year, but I don't know. I feel I don't know.
Come on.
Is it expensive
do
to
it.
go?
Just do it.
What am I doing? I
Just
don't
do
think
it.
I'm
It's
doing
a-
anything July 9th.
Just
through
call.
the 11th.
Check out a few of the hotel prices and stuff. Just
Okay.
see. Yeah, and if you come, let me know.
All right, yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
exciting.
I just got back from Vegas. I stayed in a very affordable hotel. It was one of the ones where you can hear people walking by on the sidewalk. Yeah, it was great. Hung out with a bunch of folks from Blaze Media, and they're based out in Texas. So yeah, maybe I
Okay,
can connect you with some
yeah.
of those guys. I'm
That
sure,
would be
I'm
great.
sure they'll be doing podcasts
Okay.
and such.
Thank you.
Chat, thank you so much for the super chats. If anybody has any questions, this is your last chance. Tina, what did I forget? Did I forget anything?
No, you got it all, Chrissy.
We
You
got it all
We
here.
got it all.
You look great. The hair
Thank
looks
you.
good.
I
It's
know.
longer.
It grew out. It grew out, right? It grew out. I let it grow out. I have my dark underneath my blonde. I'm not going to change it.
I like it.
You
Yeah, when
know.
I met you, it was
It was up
short.
to here.
Yeah.
It was up to here, a little shorter on one side. It started growing out during COVID. I like to race with my hair shaved. I had it shaved on one side.
all the
And
way.
one side was totally shaved, and then this side was blonde, and it was dark underneath, and it just grew out during COVID. And I just said, you know what, I'll leave it for now. I know I might get an itch. If I get
Yeah.
an itch, I'll cut it off again.
I was
right
growing
now.
out a lot of my hair through COVID. Not necessarily on my head per se, but
Mm-hmm.
yes. Okay, now I get a freaking text from Gavin. I'm rolling into Times Square. Can I make it? He's in Grand Central. I mean, God, if you can get here soon.
I can't believe he still tried to make it down
I
here.
know.
That's awesome.
I know, because he does Kumia's show on Wednesdays. So, yeah. Okay, Tina. Well, shoot. If he's on the way, then maybe we'll stall. But otherwise, we can wrap it up.
Can he call? Can he call in?
I know. I asked him that. I was like, "Are you going to Skype in? Can you?"
If he has a show on Wednesday, I'll be more than willing to come on.
Ooh.
I'm going to Compound on the 20th. I'll be in Compound.
July 20th.
July 20th. Yes, I'll be with Gino and Aaron.
In Hot Water, July 20th with Gino Bisconti and Aaron Berg.
Yeah.
Frank asks, what endorsements has she gotten? Anyone exciting with her working together?
I just started. So I'm working closely with George Santos.
Ooh.
He's running in District 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's that?
So it's going to be all America first. We're America first agenda. We're America first candidates.
Okay.
George's district is District 3, and it's Little Queens and Long Island.
Ooh, okay.
So we're working together, yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
I live in Queens.
So America first. Remember that. America first candidates.
Not sick of this America last stuff.
No America last at all. America first.
And Tina, where can people find you and follow you on social media?
My regular social media is the same. Real Tina 40. The number is 40.com. And my store, realtina40.com.
Oh, God, yeah, you have so many great T-shirts on
I still have that. You know, that's my little baby. That's mine. You know, I can't, you know, that's me.
And you're on Instagram?
My Instagram had to change since last time they took me down. So it's official realtina40.
Okay.
On Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. TikTok?
TikTok, I actually have. It's realtina40. I'm always in and out of jail. I'm in Facebook jail now. Instagram didn't let me post for a while. So I have a new page there. TikTok, they flagged a few of my rants, but they're back up because I fight back with them, you know.
Good for you. I lost a whole Instagram. I guess
today's the first day they let me post, so I finally put today on TikTok my congressional coming out videos.
Ooh.
So they just were able to go on today because they had me down for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if you can get
the social media jail is ridiculous. They won't verify me. They won't verify me.
Even if you're running?
My congressional pages will be verified. That's going through a process. My regular pages, I cannot get verified. I mean, and I send them everything. They won't verify me.
Insane.
That's how you know they're all left.
They're all left.
They're all left.
Oh, yeah. All my conservative influencer buddies are like, oh, surprise, surprise. My verification request was turned down.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Comment in the chat.
They don't want to hear the truth. You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. Yeah. Starlight Karaoke says, money transparency, back the blue, and fight big tech and MSM censorship. These are the big concerns. I agree.
Yes, I agree.
100%. Shout out to New York. We need AOC out for our kids.
Yeah. Wow, that's what people are writing?
The chat is blowing up, Tina. Everyone loves you. Ms. Tina is awesome. People have to go.
That's right.
America first, second, and third. God bless America.
That's right. God save America.
Yeah, you won't see AOC do this. I bet money on it, and I don't gamble. Oh, yeah, I would. Oh, my God. AOC on a podcast, I would love that.
Yeah. It'll never happen.
It'll never happen. Because she sucks.
Never happen.
Tina, thank you so much for coming on. It was so good to see you. I'll definitely have you back as things progress.
Yes.
Check her out on social media. Follow her. Check out realtinaforcongress.com. Follow her on all the social media. Check her out at CPAC and AmpFest. And we will catch you next time.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Chrissie.
Bye.
Bye. That was awesome. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I took the jacket off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.